2016 was an interesting year for gaming. We saw a surge in retro-themed games, shooters like Battlefield 1, Overwatch, and Doom. And while all of those games are great, this is PlayerEssence's Game of the Year Awards, and you dudes know how I get down when it comes to gaming. This year, I have 4 nominees for my Game of the Year with 1 overall Game of the Year winner. So without further ado, let's get into it. Nominee number 1. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE took years after its unveiling to finally come out, but the wait was well worth it. Those willing to try Atlas and Intelligent Systems developed RPG were treated with an engaging story, awesome in-game battle graphics, and a momentum turn-based battle system that could go toe-to-toe with the best Persona games on the market. While the sales didn't pick up much due to the Wii U's failing sales, no English dub, censorship, and forced gamepad usage that had you looking up and down all the time, the overall positives of the combat, leveling, content, and replay value was enough for me to include it in my top games of the year. Here's to hoping for a Nintendo Switch port that fixes all of these issues so the game can sell as well as it deserves. Nominee number 2. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Even though it shouldn't have caught me by surprise, Pokemon Sun and Moon's radical changes to the familiar formula did. The longer your franchise is out on the market, the harder it is to sell and innovate. Mainline Pokemon games over the last 2 decades have all had a similar formula. Get a starter, battle, fight a gym leader, get a badge, then challenge the Elite Four. And while Pokemon Sun and Moon has many similarities to the previous Pokemon games, the repetitive structure of gym leader / battles and the Elite Four was thrown out for unique challenge areas and kahuna battles. There is a host of other improvements as well, from quicker battles, far better online gameplay, at least compared to Pokemon X and Y, extra modes, tons of new Pokemon, and no more Pokemon HN moves. Instead, you get item Pokemon that fly, swim, search, and so on. Pokemon Sun is honestly the best Pokemon game I have ever played, and it is easily in my top games of 2016. Can't wait to see what the Pokemon Company and Nintendo have cooking for the Nintendo Switch. Nominee number 3. Final Fantasy 15. Square Enix took their sweet time getting Final Fantasy 15 out to its massive fanbase. First unveiled back in 2006 as Final Fantasy Versus 13, Square Enix promised epic battles, amazing cutting-edge graphics, and a world truly fit for the Final Fantasy name. And for the most part, they have lived up to that. The first thing that strikes me about Final Fantasy 15 is how good the game looks. The graphics are breathtaking, even on the Xbox One compared to the PS4 and PS4 Pro. This makes me truly wonder what the team could have done with a fully supported PC version. The combat, while not the traditional Final Fantasy turn-based, it is a unique mix of classic RPG and modern action. At any time, players can pause the game mid-battle to set up tactics, equip weapons, organize magic, and more. Then once you're ready, you can jump right back into the action. The weapon scrolling and sheer amount of tactics you and your teammates can execute is addictive and fun. There is a host of side quests, dungeons, and weapons to conquer, and plenty of replay value with a new game plus and a few surprises after it's all said and done. While Final Fantasy 15 isn't perfect, the mass amounts of positives far outweigh some of the gripes that I have with the game. Nominee number 4. Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. Fire Emblem Fates launched with a lot of controversy, from censorship of certain dialogue chains to complaining about the split campaigns. It seems like there was a lot of negative press with the game and little talk about how much the team has actually improved things from the Fire Emblem Awakening formula. And depending on what version you played, you can have a whole different experience. And notice how I included Conquest and not Birthright as far as the Game of the Year nominee. Conquest is a much better game in my opinion. It's harder, and it really forces you to use all the mechanics and resources at your disposal to survive the maps and with all of your army intact. From temporary strength boosters, farming items, building your base, and properly cooking meals, you better take advantage of anything and everything in order to make it through Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. The classic gameplay is better than ever, and the storyline is gripping. It literally had me at the edge of my seat towards the end. Triumph, struggle, happiness, sadness, death, life, all the range of emotions and situations tug at your heartstrings, and it all ends up being a satisfying package that made me love Intelligent Systems more than I even do. With the limited amount of memory and power the Nintendo 3DS has, it's inspiring to see what Intelligent Systems accomplished with this system and with these games. I honest to God can't wait to see what is next from this developer on the Nintendo Switch. Alright guys, we have 4 fantastic games that all deserve to win in their own right, but only one can be the overall winner. And that winner is Final Fantasy 15. The graphics, innovative combat system, wealth of content, and albeit a bit confusing but interesting story in Final Fantasy 15 is the reason why it won my overall game of the year for 2016. All of these games are great, they truly are, but a massive RPG fan like myself is always looking for something new and fun, and Final Fantasy 15 spoke to me the most this year. As an honorable mention, Bravely Second End Layer and Pokken Tournament nearly cracked my top list here, but I just didn't have enough time to play Bravely Second because I just picked it up recently, and Pokken Tournament's horrible online and lackluster local multiplayer just kept it out despite having some of the most innovative fighting game mechanics that I have ever seen. As a bonus to this video here, I'll be discussing a little bit as far as what you guys can expect for my most anticipated list of 2017. I'll have a full video on this later, but here's just an appetizer of what I'll be talking about. Most anticipated hardware, you can probably guess that will be the Nintendo Switch. Most anticipated game overall, most anticipated PS4 game, most anticipated Xbox game, and most anticipated Nintendo Switch game. Guys, 2016 was okay, but 2017 is going to be an amazing year for PlayerEssence. We're going to have so much content and so many new things coming to the channel. You guys are going to love it. The games are going to be amazing. The videos are going to be better produced, and there's just going to be a ton of stuff to get excited about in 2017. So thank you guys so much for being the PE faithful, and let's ride into 2017 with some awesome momentum behind us. And let me know what you guys' favorite games of the year was in the comment section below. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Peace.